Well, good evening, and thank you for making it. My name is Sanskriti, and I'm here to talk a little bit about inclusivity and representation in beauty and how that ties in with personalization. For me, it is an absolute honor to be speaking here today because as a founder of All-in-One, my company was actually born here at Beautyworld 3 years ago. So I came in 3 years ago, I happened upon the trade fair, a friend mentioned it to me, and spending time with the amazing people here, getting to know them, talking about opportunities in beauty. I remember at the little cafe outside, I sat there drawing out the company idea on napkins, which I still have. So it was born here, and then the opportunity 3 years later to come in and talk here is it's incredible, and it's truly a dream come true. And this particular topic is not only at the core of All-in-One, but it's very much at my core. It's something that I believe very strongly in. Living in 6 different countries growing up and, working across 3 continents, feeling both inclusive and represented in what I looked around in beauty had an impact on me, or rather the lack thereof. So this is an opportunity for us as an industry to do better and to take steps in the right direction. So before we delve into a little bit more about the topic at hand, I want to just have a quick look at some of the numbers. Now, the beauty industry as a whole is over $530 billion globally. That's huge. That is a lot of money. And even though it's growing at a little under 6%, that is still over 30 billion globally every year. That is massive. There's a lot of opportunity. The US currently contributes the maximum amount into this number at around $85 billion a year as of the records as of this year. However, their per capita spending as of August of 22, when they did this survey, was around $70 a person. Compare that to this. In the Middle East, or in the GCC at whole, we're spending nearly double. At a much smaller population, at a much smaller overall market size, our growth rate is very close to the one globally, and we spend double the amount. That clearly shows that we have a lot of opportunity in this industry and that this particular topic of beauty is very close to our culture. Now, this is why this becomes important, because when you're talking about the Middle East, as we can see even this amazing event that we're in right now, beauty consists of everyone. It's not just limited to a particular demographic, a particular gender, a particular age group. It's open to everybody and interpreting it however we want. So if we are looking at people who are spending $123 almost per person, contributing to an almost $8 billion market, I think it's incumbent upon us as an industry to make sure that we better cater to the people that comprise it. So one of the things I've noticed while, in 3 years of All-in-One is the difference between inclusivity and representation. While they are used synonymously very often, they're not the same. Inclusivity is the fact of deliberately including people, things, ideas from all sections of society and points of view. This is absolutely integral, and I'm going to let that sit with you for a while, because when we talk about inclusivity, we're normally talking about commonly, how many foundation shades does the brand have? That's representation, and that has its place, and we'll come to that. But inclusivity is talking about values and sensibilities and belief systems. When you're talking about including everybody, you're not talking about including the person that looks like A or B. You're talking about what they believe in. What do they care about in a brand? What do they look for in a brand? That goes far beyond just having shade ranges. It goes in deep into the actual culture of the person. It goes into the thought processes that lead that person and the environment that inculcate that person. For example, globally, these are some of the search trends that we've seen. The word inclusivity in the last 5 years has seen a growth in number of searches around the world of 212%. That is huge. Sustainability, 98%. Representation, 28%. Clean beauty, 59%. And these aren't just numbers, they translate to actual revenue. Look at this. The actual growth market for each of these particular value systems is huge. Most of them are actually bigger than the overall growth market of the industry globally. So if we look at halal cosmetics, for example, that's nearly double the growth rate of the industry globally, because there is a particular demographic that believes in it. They actually have a thought that goes behind it and they care about it. In fact, I'd come across an article in Forbes, which I've actually quoted here. It's from McKinsey, and Business of Fashion had done a research, I think around 2020, that said almost 2/3 of consumers are self-proclaimed belief-driven buyers. And I think it makes it really important for us as an industry to check what those beliefs are and see how best we can cater to them, so that every person who's going out to buy something actually feels like, hey, you know what, I believe in recycling, I believe in sustainability, here's a brand that believes in it too, look at what they're doing. And brands have taken notice. For example, there are brands that have taken some major steps in making sure that they have this inclusivity mindset when it comes to values and belief systems. For example, Huda Beauty. She's one of the biggest beauty influencers in the market today, and that's fantastic. She also went ahead, and she could have just launched any skincare brand, but she launched a particular line that was not only clean and vegan and cruelty-free, but also to a large degree sustainably packaged. She did that because she's listening to her consumers. She's listening to what they care about and what they believe in. Similarly, Kat Von D, which we know, it's one of my favorite makeup brands, are entirely vegan. They always have been. But then, listening to the feedback that she got, she went forward and added a new product to her collection that's entirely recyclable. There is no mirror in it, there is no paper in it, there is no element in it. As soon as you're done using the product, it goes directly into recycling, and it's 100% recyclable. That was a first. And it was so well received, it went viral, not just for the quality of the product, but for what it stood for. Sephora North America, for example, and this is as recent as just a month ago, have launched an entirely new campaign where when you go to Sephora and you look at the sections, they have clean beauty, but now they have and planet positive, which is going a whole other step forward, and they're talking about things like clean ingredients, the climate commitment that the company has, what are their sustainable objectives, are they responsibly sourced, are they fair trade, are they actually giving back to the environment? These are very strong beliefs that really drive users of today to actually go and purchase something. So now, and there are actually a whole lot of products. There's Biossance, there is, I think Drunk Elephant was one of them. There's quite a few brands that have actually taken the initiative to meet all of these requirements, because they're realizing that that's what's going to drive sales. We have to show the consumer, we're listening to you, we believe in what you believe in, and we're doing better. Gone are the days of just having any willy-nilly brand made anywhere in the world in any conditions and just being sold for cheap. That doesn't work anymore. People are more aware, people are more conscious, and people are more willing to uphold what they believe in. Now, this is different from representation. Representation specifically is talking about an artistic likeness, an image, something that stands for a group. That is not the same as inclusivity. This is where we're talking about what you see when you look at the billboard. If I can just give you my example, in 6 different countries, I looked like no one. And it was hard. It was really hard for me because I don't look Canadian, which I am, but I don't look it. I didn't look Arab growing up. I don't look Singaporean or German or Malaysian. So for me, where do I really fit in? I look at the billboard, I don't see me, right, at all. And that really made a difference to a child. How many people here have children? Yeah? Has everyone seen the new Little Mermaid ad? The promo? They've made Little Mermaid as a person of color. And there was a string of videos that came out after that of little girls looking at saying, hey, she looks like me. That makes such a difference. It is a massive impact on the girls of today when they look at the TV screen, when they look at an ad, when they look at a magazine, or they look at a billboard and say, you know what? That's me. I didn't have that growing up. But now when I'm seeing it all around, it absolutely fills my heart. Because we're starting to see brands realize that you're not just catering to one demographic all the time. Brands that have done some groundbreaking work in this regard, for sure, the leader was Fenty Beauty. When they launched in 2017, they had 40 shades of foundation. That was unheard of. We have never seen a brand have that many shades. Even the ones that have existed for a few decades didn't actually make the effort to have this, but they went ahead and launched 40 shades. And a few years later, as recent as I think spring of this year, another 9, because they said, oh hey, you know what? There's a few gaps. We can do even better. And they launched another 9. And they set the bar so high that we have so many brands now following suit to try to have as many shade ranges as possible, to have different ones for different complexions even. Even Huda Beauty, she's got 2 different foundation sticks for 2 different skin types. To really try to make makeup accessible and available to everybody who wants to use it as an extension of themselves, as opposed to trying to emulate something they're not. Gucci did something which was revolutionary, I think, where earlier this year, I think around April or summer of this year, they launched a new mascara, and the actual face of their campaign was not cystic model. That has never happened before. And it broke the internet for all the right reasons, because we were now able to see that brands as large as Gucci, as long-standing as Gucci, are taking notice of the fact that beauty is not limited. It is absolutely boundless. We've seen so many videos go viral of people who are differently abled excelling in makeup, right? Even her, the particular model that they used, she had been using makeup before, and for them to take notice of that and to actually use it, and as her entire campaign around her, was incredible. Similarly, we have a skincare brand called Glow Recipe, which I think now is available in Sephora here as well. They launched a new bottle for their toner, which is a fantastic product, by the way, for Pride Month. And they made sure that most of the proceeds that come out of that toner sale was going into funding 2 particular organizations that work towards LGBT community and people of color LGBT community futures, their education and their professional development. These are brands that are truly putting their money where their mouth is, where they're not just saying, hey, we support you. They're actually going a step further and saying, look, we want to include you. You matter to us. And that's where representation counts. No matter which walk of life we come from, beauty is unbounded. Whether it's something about hair that we like, whether it's something about makeup that we like, whether it's something about fragrance that we like, which is also a very personal thing. Imagine walking into a store and actually feeling like you matter. You know, actually feeling like, you know what, this company cares about what I think, they care about who I am, and they care about what I believe in. And brands are now starting to do that, and we're really seeing the impact. This brings us into what we do. Now, All-in-One gives us an opportunity to combine these motives with personalization, because anything that is personal is inherently unique to you. So the way that we go about doing this is that we've got both inclusivity and representation merging into each box that we send out. More than 200 subscribers every month, not one box is the same. Not a single one. And it takes a lot of effort, but it is so worth it. It is absolutely worth it. What we do is we are sending out 5 to 7 full-size products every month to every consumer. They fill out a little form on our website, nothing very intrusive, nothing that's very intimidating to a consumer to say, you know, I don't know the answer to all these questions. It's very basic things. What do you use in the morning? What kind of product do you like to use for makeup? Do you like makeup? Do you own makeup? It's basic questions that you don't really have to think about that give our team enough information for us to be able to curate something for you. And there's so many people, we've had people come into us and say, you know what? I don't like any makeup. I'm really not my thing. Please send me beauty tools. Please send me hair care. Perfectly fine. You define what you want to be beautiful about. You define what beauty means to you. It's not up to us, and it's not up to anyone, and it shouldn't be. It's your decision what you want to receive on a monthly basis that makes you feel good about you. What we've also gone ahead to do as one of our founding pillars is accessible beauty. When we had our 1-year launch, we actually went ahead and collaborated with brands like Faces, with a lot of bloggers and influencers that were kind enough to come forward and donate any products that have never been used, unopened, and not expired. We brought all of them in, we sanitized everything, and we hand packaged with a personal card more than 100 boxes. We set out to do just 50. Our target was, if we're able to hit 50 with the help of our amazing friends at Stop and Help, we'll be fine, because there was a lot of women that we knew that lost their jobs or were financially impacted by COVID-19 that just didn't have the means. So this was a little thank you to all of them. This was a little reminder that you too are beautiful and you too have access to this. It's not something that you have to spend a dime on every single time you go out. We're here for you. And we were so lucky that brands as big as Faces came forward and supported us in this endeavor, and we sent out more than 100 boxes to amazing people all over the country. That was something we did for our first year anniversary, and we're hoping now to be able to do this as a recurring theme every year. Our reach has been incredible. Our journey has been beyond words. We launched 3 weeks before COVID. And when lockdown happened, to be very honest, we had no idea where we were going to go. But we were so lucky and so blessed to have such an amazing group of subscribers that they stuck through it with us. And they've stuck through it with us till date. Even when we had a little bit of hiccup earlier this year, I'm going to be honest, because I had some issues, and I said, you know what, guys, as a personal note from me, I'm sorry, but your boxes might be a little bit delayed. And by little, I meant like a week. The amount of messages I got coming back to me to say, you know what, we got you, don't worry. And it was from subscribers that I have never met. It's from people who don't know who I am. But this beauty community that we have in this country, it is so forgiving and it is so closely knit that it is a beautiful feeling to be a part of. We were able to even do so much as partner with somebody like Creed and send out multiple samples. They were launching their new perfume in the summer, Windflower, and they approached us for a sampling drive. And it was hugely successful. We were able to send out so many boxes and with gifts with purchase, and the response we got for their perfume was phenomenal. And to be able to do something like that for a company that's just a few years old was amazing. What we've done, and I think this is the perfect place to launch this, is we've changed our logo a little bit. Considering that we were launched and born at Beautyworld, I thought this was the most opportune moment to release our new logo. It's the same kind of logo with just a slightly different energy. We heard our consumers, we listened to what they had to say, they had some helpful ideas, and we thought, you know what, let's give it a go. So we've gone ahead and changed our logo, and you can see it there, slightly different. And we have some exciting new things coming up that I didn't want to put here, but I thought to the audience I will reveal it. We're working on an app that allows us to have a very seamless user experience where a consumer can, for example, take a picture of themselves and it will automatically pick up saying, you know what, you need an eye cream, you need a dark circles cream, you need something for acne, and it will allow you to curate your box and check out right then and there. Completely seamless, completely at your fingertips, and just helping us as an industry move further forward. We're always on the lookout for more companies that we can partner with, more opportunities that we're looking for. So if there's anything at all, I'll be here. Please do get in touch with me. Thank you so much for your time. Is there any questions, perhaps, that I can answer for anyone? No?
Hi, I think I read something about all-in-one in Cosmopolitan.
Yes. So when we did our drive for the Stop and Help, we actually got a lot of recognition both from Cosmopolitan, from Vogue, from Emirates Woman, from all of the major publications. And then even during the course of the first 2 years, we were very lucky that we got picked up by a lot of the media houses, and they featured us and they featured our initiative. And we're very, very lucky. But yes, there was a few articles in Cosmo, I think 3 over the last 3 years. Anything else? No? Great, thank you so much.